Antonio Gibson jumping like, the Patriots didn't just beat Miami, and they got their identity back. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why the Patriots won and what we can improve on, and why the Dolphins are doomed for a very long time. Why did the Patriots win this game? Remember when I said last video we need to have that Ben Johnson type offensive approach with the two running backs, Ramondre Stevenson looking silky and smoothie out there with how he's juking and how he's moving and his acceleration is just awesome. And then the other thing where Trayvon Henderson, the best running back from the draft, was a great sidekick to him. That opened up the play action that was used in the first quarter and on that first touchdown as well. Drake May understanding defenses, getting more comfortable in the scheme. Maybe, who knows, maybe Josh McDaniels saw my video and said, hey, in meetings, why not you choose the game plan? Come make the game plan with me, bro. It also opened the lane for Drake May to take off kind of approach. I'm going through all my reads, the 3-4 reads, then I'm taking off. A lot of quarterbacks in this league, they take the college approach, which is kind of look at your first receiver and run. Look at your first receiver, your running back, and run. And that's not wrong. A lot of quarterbacks do that, but there are quarterbacks in the league that do that all the time. And I like how Drake May kind of scanned the whole field, then took off, knowing, for example, it was match coverage. Perfect quarterback vision and great confidence. That's what I'm saying. McDaniels, give him confidence, let him not only choose his plays, but actually communicate. The communication and him choosing the plays, him audibling, him actually moving the ball, whether it's running or passing, that all boosts his confidence and boosts his performance. And then that Kayshon Boutte one-on-one. The kicker, what are you doing, bro? You have one job. The defense, Miami's best weapon was the reverses, the runs. That was their best shot at winning. And when that was taken away, and when Tyreek Hill was kind of taken away, Tua is blind, inaccurate, and can't read defenses, and a lefty. So yeah, you have good chances. I think we gave up a ton of free yards to the Dolphins. It's going to improve with a lot of time. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen after 5-6 games. It's going to take after Thanksgiving. In the words of Bill Belichick, football starts after Thanksgiving, and I'm not just waiting till there. I'm just saying it needs that time. Miami got a touchdown pregame. Remember when I said in the pregame video, kind of shift on those cover one thieves, cover one robbers? Well, yeah, that's what gave up the touchdown. But it was 1v1, man. Our man got burnt. It happens. There were a couple of screens in the second quarter where the Miami Dolphins started blitzing, and Coach Vrabel started calling screens. And I remember when I said you got to start installing those screens into your offense. And I love how the execution of that and that installment was there. I just love how they kind of embraced the fact that he doesn't have to pass a million times. The reason why we lost to the Raiders is they said you're a bad passing play caller. He was like, you know what? I'm going to pass 40, 50 times a game. And then he beat himself there. But I think now he's actually helping Drake May as opposed to force-feeding Drake May. After seeing that the reverse calls and the cute motions weren't working right, we took them away. They overused them. What did they start doing? They started emptying the backfield, trying to get a cane on Robert Spillane, and they did. Starting to create matchups on that man coverage. That worked, and that gave up a lot of free yards. I don't like that, but it's going to improve as well. The way I saw Tua play, what made me so mad, because it was so, I'm not going to say it was so stoppable. It was just so like, oh, you suck, bro. Like, you know what? You know that feeling? And as I said last video, send the nickel blitzes. And send the nickel blitzes he did. Going man, rotating zone. Cover 2 man, rotating it. I think the only reason they almost got away with it was because our kicker sucks. And the defense, miscommunications, giving up free yards, those things that need time. Shout out special teams too, by the way. Antonio Gibson, that third-headed monster is what I'm going to call him, that third running back, who is a great impact on special teams and is a great impact on the run game, and it's only going to get better. Josh McDaniels, it was a great offense, but he can make this even better. He can make it similar to whatever Ben Johnson had back in Detroit. And I just can't emphasize enough on how the offense was perfect. Just recognizing defenses. He saw cover 2. He threw to Ramondre Stevenson or Trayvon Henderson on a wheel route. He saw cover 4. He kind of hit Diggs in the middle there to get the first down in the first quarter. There were a lot of scenarios. The idea here is he saw the zone coverage. And remember when I said pregame video, they spam zone coverage, they spam match coverage. When they spam match coverage, Drake May's got to run, right? Because no one's looking at him. Everyone's sticking to their man. They're trying to not get burnt. What happens when it's zone? You kind of just recognize the zone. When it's no blitz, you kind of call the plays that Josh McDaniels and Drake May both game planned, and you can call screens when they blitz because they're bad at tackling. That's first off. And second off, they're blitzing. So a Trayvon Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson or even Antonio Gibson, the three-headed monsters, what I'm going to call them, can just in space take the ball and run with it, and no one's looking at them. And the Dolphins are horrible at tackling. They're horrible at playing football in general. And I think we took advantage of what the defense gave us and how terrible and irresponsible the defense is. And that gives confidence. It boosts momentum. And it will only get better from here. Touchdown at the end of the third quarter where Drake May kind of ran away from Matthew Judon. Oh boy, I love to see that one. He saw that the one route he had wasn't going to work. So what did he do? He took off. There was no key spy linebacker, and it was only him and Matthew Judon. Great offensive execution. The screens, the triple-headed monster, the running game that opened up the play action in the first quarter where we got the touchdown, and prior to that we used it 2 times. Anyway, it opened that. Then we started running the ball. They started blitzing. We started screening. We got yards. Drake May knowing the coverage, throwing wheel routes, throwing posts, throwing just things that beat that certain zone. And then they started using match coverage. That's where Drake May took off with his legs and got yards there. So we used everything as opposed to Miami just concentrating on creating mismatches, which were basically A-Kane and Tyreek Hill, or reverse runs, or just fancy cute motion runs. Nothing works, bro. Forced Miami into taking decisions they knew were messed up prior to executing. And when Antonio Gibson ran that thing back, I knew it was over. I knew the Patriots were better. They just needed less defensive mistakes. Antonio Gibson jumping like, Anyway, Antonio Gibson jumping into the end zone, and then typical dump offs by Tua when nothing worked, when all that was gone. And then Milton Williams was like, bow. To end the game, Patriots 1-1, confidence, identity, competitiveness, and it's only going up from here. Oh, and Tua is blind. He threw a pick. Everyone expected that. I said it, but everyone expected that one. They're built for speed and softness, not war. And Mike Vrabel, he's all about war, all about execution. He's all about toughness. This reminds me of a Dan Campbell once he came to Detroit. The first season was just about, organizing everything. And then after the organizing and everything, they took off. They rewrote the team. They rewrote the league. And they rewrote how teams approach them and their mentality and their toughness. And if you think this is the end, oh boy, it's not. Let's keep exposing frauds every single week. And as always, until next time.
I'm going to break down why the Patriots won, how it went, why it went how it went, what we improved on and what we need to improve on, and like and why Mike Vrabel's the best coach in the NFL. And why it's only going to get better for the Patriots from now on.